Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. And if you are a returning viewer, thank you for clicking on this video. Well, actually, thank you to everybody clicking on this video. In today's video, which you probably already guessed by the thumbnail, is my 13 to 14 week pregnancy update. I'm in my 15th week of pregnancy, and you guys know that I always wait until I'm completely done with those 2 weeks in order to film these videos. This pregnancy is going by so quickly, and I can't believe I'm already in the second trimester. It just blows my mind. But before I get into the update, I want to apologize for 3 things today. One being the noise in the background, that's the TV for my daughter. Secondly, I want to apologize for the echoiness of our home. And third, I want to apologize for my voice. If you guys have been watching my vlogs, then you guys know that I've recently, I don't want to say I've been sick, but I've had something going on with my voice, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if I'm in the beginning stages of getting sick. So just please excuse my voice today. So I'm very raspy. So in weeks 13 to 14, baby grew from the size of a peach to a clenched fist. And I don't know if they're talking about my clenched fist or like a manly clenched fist. I don't know, but I still think that's pretty big. So that's super exciting news to hear. That baby is just growing leaps and bounds as the weeks go on. I just can't believe how fast it's going. One new thing that I've experienced within these 2 weeks that I hadn't experienced in the earlier weeks of this pregnancy would be little breakouts on my face and on my legs. I had mentioned the legs, I think, in my previous update, where it looks like I have razor bumps all over my legs. However, I've been using the same razor. I mean, I changed the, the razor part, like the head of the razor, as often as you're supposed to. So I know it's not the actual razor. I don't know if just my skin is ultra sensitive this time or what's going on, but I've been getting those little bumps and I still have them, and I'm not sure exactly what's causing them, and I didn't experience that with my first pregnancy, so this is kind of a new thing for me. In my last pregnancy, I broke out on my face and on my back so bad, and I'm not one to get back knee. I never break out on my body. If anything, I just break out on my face. And this time around, I've been getting teeny tiny breakouts just within the last 2 weeks all over my face. And I don't know, I'm assuming that's just attributed to the pregnancy hormones, because I eat extremely healthy and I'm always drinking a ton of water, and I know it's not attributed to that. So who knows what's going on, but it's probably those pesky pregnancy hormones causing breakouts. So that's a fun symptom to go through. Something that I've been craving recently, not during week 15 of pregnancy, but like during weeks 13 and 14, was I was like craving vegetables. And that's something, I mean, I never, ever, ever crave. I mean, and I always eat veggies and stuff, but we were grilling out kind of frequently, and all I wanted was like shish kebabs. I was like, oh my God, I'm craving shish kebabs. So we made like extra so I could have them and keep eating them like throughout the week. But is that not the weirdest thing to crave? I crave that and Taco Bell. But I don't think it's that bad of a thing to crave vegetables during pregnancy. I mean, I'd rather crave that than something horrible for me that's gonna make me gain a ton of weight. So, I'm happy that that's what I was craving. I made a lot of cauliflower mash, and that was delicious. And normally I'm just not the biggest, I mean, I enjoy vegetables, but I'm not normally like somebody who craves vegetables.
Yeah, I don't like vegetables either.
I'm gonna cut this part.
Yeah, vegetables are gross.
You're beautiful. She wants you.
Okay.
After I'm done, I'll make breakfast.
Don't cut that part out, that's fine.
Okay, sweetness. I haven't had any food aversions. Like, I've been craving, like I just said, the vegetables, like sweet peppers and things like that. but I haven't had any type of aversions, which is funny and interesting to me because this pregnancy just blows my mind, because last pregnancy was so different, and I can't stress that to you guys enough. Like, it was so different. Last pregnancy, I couldn't even be around coffee. I couldn't smell coffee. Josue couldn't make coffee in our house because it would make me so nauseated. The thought of a vegetable made me want to vomit. I mean, it's so funny. And this pregnancy, I don't have any aversions, and cravings are sort of minimal for me this time around. Like, we all get cravings, like, sure, I want, you know, Chinese food, and I'll want Mexican food, but I mean, who doesn't anyways, regardless of pregnancy? But the vegetable craving was definitely something that I noticed was more significant than usual. Something else that I had mentioned in a previous video was the upper stomach pain that I was having. And when I went to my doctor, I had talked to him about it, and he had said that it was indigestion because they had checked me for gallstones and things like that. And it wasn't anything serious, so they put me on indigestion medicine, and it doesn't come about on a day-to-day basis. It's pretty infrequent. Like, I'll have it one day, like terribly, you know, and after I take my medicine and like a Tums, then it'll go away, and then maybe I'll get it like 2 days later, 3 days later, a week later. It's just odd. I've never had this before, and I've experienced indigestion prior to pregnancy, and it's never felt like this. And I don't know if the reason that it feels like this is because I'm pregnant and all my organs are all like squished up or something, but it's not fun. It's awful, and I don't wish that on anybody. But so they put me on some medication for that. That's obviously safe for pregnancy. I'm not sure what the name of it is. I don't take it every day, and I only take it if I feel like the Tums isn't working. I'll take some Tums, lay down or sit down, whatever I can for a while. And if I feel like that's absolutely not working for me, then I resort to taking one of those. But my opinion is the less medicine I take during pregnancy, the better. So that's something that they prescribed me, but again, I don't take that every day. And this is completely different than my last pregnancy. Last pregnancy, I had incredible heartburn, but never like this feeling in the top of my stomach like I have this pregnancy. I actually had 2 doctor's appointments during week 13 and 14, and if you guys follow the vlogs, then you know it was because I was originally going to the Naval Hospital here in Florida, and I didn't really have a good experience with it, so I was trying to switch to a doctor off base. And so I had my Naval Hospital appointment, and they didn't do an ultrasound or anything like that. It was a pretty standard appointment where they, you know, draw your blood and you pee in a cup, things like that. And since I didn't like it, I had scheduled an appointment with a doctor that I had found good ratings on that was kind of far away from my home, so, but I was willing to take that risk if it was a doctor I really loved. So I went to that appointment, I think in week 14, and in that appointment they had to do another ultrasound, even though I had one done, you know, early on in pregnancy because their office needed one for their records, blah, blah, blah. So I did an ultrasound there, and they said everything looked great. Again, I hated that office. And I actually preferred the Naval Hospital over that office. So I will be continuing my doctor's appointments at the Naval Hospital versus this other doctor's office that I went to. But I did get an ultrasound, and I did get some pictures. No, I don't know the sex of the baby. I have an ultrasound coming up in July, and that's when we'll find out whether it's a boy or a girl. But I have some pictures that I can show you guys. So I'm just gonna show you guys some of them. I'm not gonna show you all of them because there's like a ton here, and you guys might not even be able to make out where the baby is. I know it's difficult for me when I'm there, and they're like, oh, there's the baby. I'm like, okay, sure. There's one. And the lighting is kind of bad. So anyways, got a ton of pictures for my little album that I'll put in there. So it's always fun to see, you know, your baby in an ultrasound, even though I absolutely hated that office and will not be going back. That's okay. But like I said, my next appointment isn't until July. So, and that'll be, you know, an ultrasound. So that'll be fun. Another thing that I was experiencing that I had mentioned in previous videos was that I've been suffering from extremely bad headaches, and I'm assuming it's attributed to the pregnancy because, I mean, I get headaches regardless of being pregnant, but it's just not as severe or as frequent as when I'm pregnant. So this is something I experienced last pregnancy as well. The doctor prescribed me magnesium. I guess magnesium is supposed to help with headaches, and I had been taking that and it doesn't really seem to be doing much. Like, I find myself still getting headaches. So an awesome subscriber of mine actually told me that maybe it's an electrolyte issue, and which is something that I had never thought of, and I don't know why more doctors don't, you know, recommend Gatorades and things like that. Doctors just say, make sure you're drinking water. And I tell, you know, my physician that, you know, I'm drinking a ton of water. I drink probably a gallon a day. Like, I literally have my gallon in the house that I have with me. So I know how much water I drink. And it's pretty much a gallon a day, or if it's not, it's very close to it. And what I had come to figure out was maybe that I drink too much water and I'm flushing out all of my electrolytes. And I don't know if this is accurate. I'm just telling you guys what I'm thinking and what I'm going through. So I don't know if that's the right depiction of what's going on in my body. And I don't know if that's, you know, right for everybody. I'm just telling you what I'm going through. So when that subscriber recommended that maybe it was an electrolyte issue, I went to the store yesterday and I had bought a couple of Powerades, like a couple Powerade Zeros, and I had noticed myself starting to get a headache in the afternoon. I drank one of those and literally, guys, my headache was gone like this. And I could not believe that she was right, because I had never in a million years thought that it could possibly be an electrolyte issue. And that's not to say that it is every time. But I think what's happening is I'm drinking so much that I'm just flushing out the, you know, electrolytes from my system that I need to replenish them. And I kid you not, that worked. And I'm disappointed that more physicians don't say, hey, try a Gatorade, try a Powerade, try those Mio drops for your water. Because if somebody would have told me that, I feel like I could have avoided the Tylenol and I could have avoided taking the magnesium and things like that, because yesterday my headache was bad and I was tempted to take Tylenol. However, I tried that instead and it worked. And I don't mean to go on a rant about this, but if any of you are suffering, take her advice for what she told me and try drinking a Powerade or a Gatorade or something and see if that helps. And if not, then you know it's not that, but at least you tried. But I feel like if a doctor would have said that and suggested that, I could have saved myself a lot of headaches and a lot of pain, you know, and I could have just felt better on a day-to-day basis. But now that I know, your girl's gonna go to Sam's today and buy a big pack of Powerade. I mentioned this before, but I think in my last video that I don't weigh myself on a day-to-day basis, but last time I had weighed myself and been weighed at the doctor's office, I hadn't gained any weight and I'm 15 weeks pregnant. Now, I weighed myself a week ago, so I haven't weighed myself this week, so I don't know if I maybe have put on some weight. However, I am just so excited and thrilled about not gaining any weight, because last pregnancy I gained so much. I was so big, but I ate whatever I wanted, and I don't necessarily regret that, because I enjoyed anything and everything and gave myself whatever I wanted, and yeah, it was a good time. But this time I'm not gonna do that. I'm eating healthy and I'm doing the right things, and yeah, so last I checked, I hadn't gained any weight, so that's very exciting. But I'll have to update you guys in the next update and see if I actually did gain any. Another thing that I've actually been experiencing throughout this entire pregnancy is a high energy level. And that's not something that I had experienced with my pregnancy with Emmalynn. with her. I was so tired. I didn't want to get out of bed. I could sleep all day, or if I couldn't sleep, I could literally just lay in bed all day. Like, that's how tired I was. But with my first pregnancy, it was awful because I had a part-time job at the time, and I would just, oh my God, it was so hard to function, so hard. And this time I am like so energized. I feel great. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm tired, of course, because I have a toddler and I'm pregnant. But throughout the day, I wake up good. I go to the gym, I run around with my baby, you know what I mean? Like, I do housework, I feel good. But having this much energy has been absolutely amazing, and I thank God every day for it, because I've mentioned this before, but I know so many women who just don't have the energy that I've had, and it's been such a blessing. If you guys have watched my previous pregnancy updates, then you know that I have felt baby move. It's not all day or anything because baby is still very small. But I feel baby move at night, mostly when I'm laying still in bed and I'm not moving and I can sort of focus on it. Then that's when I feel the baby move. Not so much during the day. I mean, I'm not saying that he or she isn't moving around. It's just not noticeable to me because I'm moving around. Last thing that I'm gonna talk about before I show you guys my bump is my dry skin. I had mentioned this, I think in a previous pregnancy update or a vlog, and a subscriber told me to try aloe, which, sad to say, I have not tried yet, which I absolutely need to try because nothing works. I mean, my skin is so dry. Like, I never have this bad dry skin. Normally I'm like kind of oily. I have normal combination skin. So I'm like oily in some areas and I have dry skin in some areas, but literally like my whole face is dry. Like, I look like an alligator. I just need something to replenish it. And I have like a thick moisturizer that I wear during the day. And then at night I put on coconut oil and nothing. And I exfoliate, not all the time. I probably once a week I exfoliate or so. And nothing helps, guys. It's just awful. But I need to try her advice and do the aloe and see if that works, because I don't know what else to do. I don't know what else to try. So I'm about to show you guys my bump. But before I do that, I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and thank you for subscribing if you're subscribed. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed my pregnancy update. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next pregnancy update. Bye. Okay guys, here's my bump. I'm not gonna lift up my shirt because obviously I'm wearing a dress and that would be inappropriate. So anyways, I'm wearing a dress, but this is the front bump. I don't think that you can see much this way, but there's my side bump. It's popping for sure now. And I'm carrying lower than I did with Emmalynn. I feel like she was mostly like my whole stomach, whereas this time it's like down and then it goes out. So I don't know, I could just be overthinking it. But yeah, it's my little bump. Front bump.